Now on Sunrise and streaming on crossroadstoday.com. Yesterday, the Crossroads celebrates Thanksgiving. We will tell you how one local charity shared over 700 meals. Plus, a 40-year-old mystery of a missing couple now has an ending. The details just ahead. And a new social media ban passed in Australia for children. The details coming up.
On the outside, looking nice this morning. Look at the sunrise. Some breaks in the cloud cover coming on through, which will help to warmer temperatures. But temperatures currently 47 degrees in Victoria. Bundle up on the way out this morning. That wind is a little bit on the chilly side hitting you, so we want you to stay warm. What about rain chances at some point? Let's talk about that in your forecast.
And who will be this week's Athlete of the Week? Find out here in sports.
You're watching 25 News Now Sunrise. Good morning. I am Amaya Norman filling in for Carolina Estron.
Trey Mining here filling in for Parker Cox.
And the time here now is 6:31 on your screen, and I hope you guys had a happy Thanksgiving. I hope you're still full and enjoying your family and your time off.
I'm still full.
You're still full?
I'm still full.
I'm still full too. I think I am too. So I know now when I step outside, it was real chilly. It's giving Christmas weather, so we know Christmas is up next. So how is it looking for this week with the weather?
Well, on the outside, cold this morning, as you know, you say perfectly, it definitely is. 47 degrees is the current temperature. And the feel-like temperature in the low 40s this morning, so definitely a light jacket or sweater this morning as you head on out. With the dew point still in the low 30s, which is dry air. That's very common with this type of air masses, and that's exactly what we have going on right here. Actually had a few small rain showers earlier, and believe it or not, in some of the parts of Refugio County toward Beeville. Now out in the Gulf of Mexico, just enough to maybe put a few drops on the sidewalks and the windshields of some cars down there. That's pretty much it. More than likely, this was not even reaching the ground because they evaporated on the way down because of the dry air in place. But it just tells you that the atmosphere is starting to become more conducive for rainfall, which we'll see before too much longer, not today though. And looking at the northerly winds still continuing to bring that cooler, dry air in our region here. They're 12 to 13 to 14 mile per hour winds, a little bit higher along the immediate coast. Temperatures 50s in the southern regions. 59 northward in the 40s, all the way from Edna to Fortran to Cuero and Victoria and toward Carson City, Kennedy area. Definitely on the chilly side. Full forecast to come a little bit later on. Get you plan your weekend and the rain chances for next week. Amaya?
Thank you, Trey. The Salvation Army of Victoria main office was a busy place this Thanksgiving. They held their annual Thanksgiving community dinner. The dinner started shortly after 11 a.m. The Salvation Army cooked 90 turkeys and served a little over 350 people in the dining hall in just over 2 hours. Turkey and dressing, mashed potatoes, and green beans were on the menu, and of course, dessert. 25 News Now Chief Meteorologist Mac Perez, Don Brubaker, and our own Shauna Curry were there to lend a hand and enjoy the wonderful meal. The Salvation Army also teamed up with Water Well Cafe and delivered 360 meals Thursday.
This is the part of what I do that thrills me the most and touches me the most is when folks can come together and folks from all different demographics, different races, different beliefs come together at one time to not only fellowship together, eat together.
Captain Kenny Jones reported they served a total of over 700 people this Thanksgiving. The Salvation Army of Victoria is also reviving up its Red Kettle campaign. The bell ringers will be in Victoria at both Walmart, Sam Club, Hobby Lobby, and selected Walgreens location. And 10 downtown Victoria businesses will have counter kettles for donations. The week of December 9th, the Red Kettles will be at all 3 Victoria Chick-fil-A locations. On December 9th, Chick-fil-A Days of Care. Chick-fil-A will donate 20% of all purchases made through their app to the Salvation Army Red Kettle campaign. This marks the 125th year of the Salvation Army Red Kettle. The campaign runs through Christmas Eve. On Wednesday, Christ Kitchen held a free flu shot clinic from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. with the support of the Victoria Fire Department. The fire department emphasized the importance of keeping your flu shot up to date.
Flu changes yearly, and so that's why it's very important, even though you may have gotten a flu shot last year, to update it with the new vaccine. just like the COVID, everything is evolving and it's very important.
At Christ's Kitchen, they were proud to serve a warm Thanksgiving meal, including fruits and produce, and those who was in need. Local churches also came together to help prepare this special meal. Christ's Kitchen is open from Monday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., continuing to serve the community with love and care. A missing person mystery that begins more than 40 years ago has been solved. A New York couple that disappeared while driving home from Florida has been identified, but there are still unanswered questions.
This morning, the mystery involving a New York couple who vanished more than 4 decades ago has been solved. Retired oil executive Charles Romer and his wife Catherine were last seen in April 1980, sparking a 44-year saga.
All the investigations and everything, and psychics and everything, and the police, they worked so hard, and they thought it was foul play.
The Romers were driving back to New York from winter in Florida when they vanished. Catherine Romer was wearing thousands in jewels at the time. The pair's 9 grandchildren, all sisters, thought they had been victims of a terrible crime.
That was all we were consumed about. It's been such a mystery. Just have some peace, and maybe it wasn't a horrible ending, or maybe it was just an accident.
That is now what it seems, because a week ago, a team of divers in Brunswick, Georgia found a rusted out Lincoln Continental with a bone inside, the same car the Romers were in. The team drained the pond near a hotel where the Romers stayed to search for more remains, and on Thanksgiving, the family confirmed that the remains found in that pond off I-95 were indeed of their grandparents. They released a statement saying, "We are deeply saddened and equally relieved. While this discovery brings closure, it still has been very emotional." Lionel Moyes, ABC News, New York.
This is quite the week for advocates who want to keep children and teens off social media. 2 new bans seek to curb the dangers it can pose to young people. Australia is now the first country in the world to ban social media users under the age of 16. Its new law will find companies that don't take, quote, reasonable steps to enforce the restriction. Passage of the law follows several high-profile youth suicides. Critics point out some children and teens use social media to connect with support systems. Others say tech companies do not have the tools to enforce the law. And that leads us to your viewer poll this morning. You can scan the QR code right there on your screen to take part. We want to know, do you agree with Australia's ban on social media for children under 16? And in the lead is 98% of you say yes. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to participate in our viewer poll. And remember to follow us on YouTube, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click the notification bell. The time is now 6:38 on your morning. Here's a look at what's coming up next on 25 News Now Sunrise. Prediction for this Black Friday deals as America faced the busiest shopping day of the year.
I'm ABC's Perry Russum in Washington. Trump and the president of Mexico apparently at odds over what was said during a phone call about immigration. That story coming up.
Cool air still continuing to filter on in from the north, and you see by the arrows coming on through. Feel like temperatures in the 30s this morning, all the way from Victoria to points to the north from Gonzales to Cuero to Hallettsville, Garden City area, and 40s along the immediate coast. Mild by this afternoon, but when's the rain chances start? We'll take a look coming up in your forecast. And good morning, everyone. Hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving day, and we're back into the cool air, definitely for us. Excuse me. As the high pressure cell to the north, originating into South Texas with the cold air mass in place, pushing the front in the Gulf of Mexico, which came through the other day, yesterday as a matter of fact. But we're looking down the line here as the high pressure moves to the east over the central part of the south part of the United States. And then we'll see a low pressure area forming along the tail end of the front, which will begin to create more lift in the atmosphere and bring some of this tropical moisture northward along the frontal boundary and around the low pressure area and getting closer to us. As you see here, put the maps in motion here. Take a while before it actually gets here, kind of wandering around the Rio Grande Valley in northern Mexico, and then moving into Victoria area, coming up by your day Sunday into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week. It looks like it'll be pretty much a slow moving feature as we head toward the middle part of the week, which is something that's good around here because we do need the rainfall. Hope that'll keep the rainfall in place for at least for that time period. I started this map on Monday by 6 p.m. at that time. According to this weather model right here, we should have anywhere from a quarter to half an inch of rain throughout the entire crossroads region you see right here. And that'll continue through your day Monday, Tuesday, into your Wednesday as the system begins to move on out. And we'll see drying conditions after that. So at least a good window of rainfall as you see right here coming up for next week. In the meantime, looking nice today after a chilly start with highs in the 60s. What about your weekend and the 7-day outlook to come? We got you covered before we go a little bit later on in this half hour.
And happy Black Friday, everybody. But today I'm going to talk about here our Athlete of the Week. And we're going to give it out to Victoria West defensive end Trevor Robinson. Here's more for our Athlete of the Week. This week's Athlete of the Week goes to senior defensive end Trevor Robinson, who had 2 big solo tackles and 4 assistant tackles in last week's 63-13 win over the Alice Coyotes in the second round of the playoffs. Now, with West getting a big-time win there, Robinson believes this team is very special and can make a deep run to the postseason.
Great to go deep in the playoffs with a team that it's the best team I've played on in years, and to continue playing with them, it just feels good.
With West football team exceeding expectations this season, going 10-2 in the regular season and doing well under a new district this year, Robinson hopes that each week through the playoffs won't be his last.
You know, I was definitely thinking about it. At any moment, your season can end, and I don't want to live in regret saying I could have done more. And I want the season to keep going, and I tried to give it all out.
Robinson and West look to keep making history as they will face the Bernie Greyhounds tomorrow night at 6 p.m. at Seguin Matador Stadium. Wish West luck and congrats again to Trevor Robinson for being this week's Athlete of the Week. And congrats again to Trevor Robinson for being our Athlete of the Week. And also, we wish the Warriors luck as they'll face again the Bernie Greyhounds tonight at 6 p.m. This is Max Williams, 25 News Now Sports.
Experience our digital streaming service Crossroads Today Plus. Stream our daily newscasts and much more using your connected TV. Just download Crossroads Today Plus on your Roku, Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, or Android TV. Search Crossroads Today Plus. This morning, the president of Mexico is tampering down talks of a potential tariff war with the United States. President-elect Donald Trump is threatening to impose a 25% tariff on goods coming from both Mexico and Canada on his first day back in office.
This morning, President-elect Trump and the president of Mexico at odds over a phone call about immigration. Trump says Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum agreed to stop migration through Mexico and into the United States, effectively closing our southern border. Sheinbaum says she told Trump migrant caravans are being stopped before reaching the U.S., saying, "We reiterate that Mexico's position is not to close borders."
We're going to fix our borders.
Immigration, a key issue for Trump on the campaign trail. He is threatening to impose a 25% tariff on goods coming from Mexico and Canada on his first day back in office. Trump blaming both countries for the wave of undocumented immigrants and illegal drugs in the U.S. He says the tariffs will stay in effect until Canada and Mexico solve what he calls a long simmering problem. Days after suggesting Mexico would retaliate against U.S. tariffs with tariffs of their own, Sheinbaum yesterday interrupting a reporter asking about a potential tariff war, saying there will be no potential tariff war.
I hope he rethinks it.
President Biden calls Trump's tariff threats on the U.S.'s North American neighbors counterproductive.
We have an unusual situation in America. We're surrounded by the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, and 2 allies, Mexico and Canada. And the last thing we need to do is begin to screw up those relationships.
Scheinbaum says there will be more conversations before Trump takes office. As for Canada, a government official this week says they are starting to think about tariffs they can impose on the U.S. No final decision has been made. Perry Russum, ABC News, Washington.
Today is Black Friday, one of the biggest days of the year of retailers. The day after Thanksgiving has traditionally been the unofficial kickoff for the holiday shopping season, but it's not like it used to be. Many day holiday deals now start as early as Halloween. Still, the National Retail Federation says a record of 183 million people are planning to shop in store and online between Thanksgiving and Cyber Monday this year. Despite the convenience and ease of online shopping, about 2/3 of Black Friday shoppers surveyed plan to shop in store today. This year, holiday spending is expected to hit a record of nearly $1 trillion. The time is now 6:47, still to come on Sunrise. We take a look at an annual park tradition in Cairo that continues to light up the night.
Good morning, good morning. Let's take a look at your forecast right quick. For Port Lavaca, how's it looking? Well, pretty nice overall. Been on the cold side this morning. Definitely will need a sweater on the way out as you head your way out here before too much longer. But mild temperatures by the afternoon makes up for it. 63 degrees by 3 o'clock in the afternoon will be the daytime high in Port Lavaca with a few clouds here and there. Cuero as well. Temperature starting off in the 40s this morning, taking it through the 9 a.m. hour. By 12 noon in the upper 50s and 60s or so by 3 o'clock. 63 degrees, 64 degrees will be the daytime high. You kind of see the pattern here. Victoria, pretty much the same. Your 50 degrees still hanging on there by 9 a.m. And then by 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock or so, 64, 65 degrees will be the daytime high under beautiful sunny skies. Northerly winds still keeping that chill to the air in the field category, about 10, 15 miles per hour, lasting through your day tomorrow. And here comes the next front coming in by late Monday into Tuesday, which will bring some good rain chances behind it as the front moves on through and gives us a good soaking rainfall, well, maybe about half an inch or so to 1 inch rainfall totals after it's all said and done by the middle and last part of next week. But we do need the rainfall, and that's definitely good to see that. And then over the weekend, after our cool start this morning, we'll be in the mid-60s by the afternoon time. Saturday and Sunday will be in the upper 60s or 70 degrees. Looking fabulous for the weekend. The rainfall comes in by the first part of next week. Lows still on the cold side in the 40s and 50s, highs 60s and 70s.
Turning now to a holiday tradition in Cuero, where Christmas in the park is marking quite a milestone. The dazzling lights display, started by longtime residents Sarah and Alton Meyer, celebrates its 25th anniversary this year. Journalist Bill Clough takes us behind the scene with the Meyers, who have helped make this beloved event a shining holiday staple for the community.
There's nothing like a Christmas birthday. Just ask Sarah and Alton Meyer. They started Cuero's Christmas in the Park. This year, it celebrates its 25th anniversary.
We had Turkey Fest in October. We needed something in Christmas time.
With an army of volunteers, they ran it until the mid-2000s, when the city took it over. It now covers 178 acres.
We got 275 to 300 scenes. We had 300 snowflakes. We got 30 pine trees. And we have about 25 deer. And on an occasional night, you might see a live deer walking through the park, but they like to come through and visit as well.
Sarah is the former mayor of Cuero for 14 years.
It has created a lot of fun. It has grown to well over 100,000 people coming through the park, and everyone in Cuero is excited about that.
But how do they know?
We asked them.
Is it paying for itself?
Yes.
Barely.
Work on the display begins in late September. The couple says everything will be ready for opening night.
Still to come on Sunrise, news to know before you go. The end of a hurricane session is near. We'll give you a recap on the Atlantic session. The 2024 Atlantic hurricane session ends this weekend. There are 18 named storms, 11 hurricanes, and 5 major hurricanes. Hurricane Beryl was the earliest Category 5 on record. Hurricane Helene made landfall as a Category 5 in Florida in September, followed by Hurricane Milton, which hit near Siesta Key in October, producing a 46 tornadoes. The season officially ends Saturday. An Illinois appellate court has ruled that a former deputy sheriff accused killing Sonia Massey, a 36-year-old black woman, should be released from prison as he awaits his murder trial. On Wednesday, the 4th District Appellate Court ruled the lower court's ruling that detained and jailed seasoned Sean Grayson was improper. The case gained national attention as another example of police shooting black people in their homes. Massey had called 911 to report a suspect prowler. Illinois State Police released body cam footage of the July 6 shooting. Grayson is accused of first-degree murder. The Transportation Security Administration says it screened more than 2.7 million passengers on Wednesday. That is roughly 15,000 fewer travelers compared to the Wednesday before Thanksgiving last year. Travelers would need to pack their patience on Sunday when more than 3 million passengers are expected to make their journey home. A vegetation fire in California forces evacuation warnings on Thursday night. The blaze, named the Canyon Fire, Saturday at roughly 5:30 p.m. as a second alarm response in San Bernardino County. Fire officials say it was burning uphill with wind contributing to its growth. The fire has grown to at least 85 acres. It is unclear what the state started the fire. You still have a chance to watch the latest episode of Let's Grow Texas Ag. It will be on KAVU again on December 1st at 3:30 p.m., KVCT on December 1st at 5:30 p.m., and on KXTS November 30th at 11:30 a.m. We're also streaming on Zine, so be sure to tune in to Let's Grow Texas Ag. Texas Republican Pat Curry said the intent of House Bill 1339 is to make it harder for people, especially teenagers, to order specific medication online to terminate their pregnancies. To read this full Texas Tribune article, come to crossroadstoday.com. And we want to invite you to experience our new digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. Find it on our connected TV through Amazon, Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, and Android TV. Just search Crossroads Today Plus. And let's take a final look at your weather with meteorologist Trey Mining.
Okay, let's take a look at the forecast for today. A few clouds here and there with chilly winds this morning. Temperature is currently in the 40s, 65 by the afternoon time, 3 o'clock or so. So mild by the afternoon time. Looking great for the weekend. Highs near 70 degrees with partly cloudy skies. Next front comes in for Tuesday or so with the rain behind it and a good rain chances, 50% coming up for Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe even into Thursday potentially, with highs warmer than in the 70s or 80 degrees by Wednesday and Thursday. So rain headed our way coming up for next week. Looking forward to that. Looking forward to a great weekend. But need a coat on the way out this morning. It's mighty chilly as you step outside this morning. So be careful out there and stay warm best you can.
Yes, it is mighty chilly, and later on it would go back into the warms. It just go ups
exactly.
And
They go like this: cool, warm, cool, warm, cool, warm.
And I wish it could
Story
just
of
stay
South
cool.
Texas.
Yep, South Texas. I wish it could just stay cool. You know, get the Christmas Christmas spirit.
Not too cold, but cool. Would be just perfect.
Yeah, well, I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving, and thank you for being with us this morning. Join us, Shauna and Dawn and Matt, Clovia and Max today for 25 News now at 5, 6, and 10. Have a good day.